Recently, I came up with this idea that all of our past selves are just hanging around old memories. And what I had in mind when I was visualizing this, it was essentially imagine a graveyard, but those, instead of, burying people, you bury memories. And essentially what it is a graveyard for our past selves. It's a graveyard of memories. And yeah, I like to imagine that maybe our old versions are there, and they just get to hang around memories all day, because where else do they go, you know when this new version of you takes over? So that's kind of what I like to visualize with my memories, just to make myself feel better about, sometimes it's like you go into a new year, and the year the year passes by, and then you realize, oh my gosh, like last year was better than this year, or 2 years ago was way better than this year. And I'm always stuck in that comparison. 2023 was really the peak of my life, and I feel that 2023, 2024, it was a really nice time, and I'm really grateful to have lived. And not saying that I'm not grateful to live in 2025, but it's more of the memories that I've made. And I remember writing this the night of my birthday. I was talking to a friend, and that's where I came up with this concept of graveyard of our old memories. It was just talking about how I love looking back, and if I could go back in time and relive that memory again, I would do that. I wouldn't change a single thing, but I would relive it over and over again, just because I felt so good in that moment. And I know we can't do that, but just to make myself feel better, I visualized my old self reliving those specific memories every single day over and over again. Because when you're going about your day-to-day life right now, even if you're watching this video, most likely you're focused on whatever I'm trying to say. But when thoughts starts coming in, and you start remembering things, you start reminiscing, and then that's when your memory jogs up again about a certain event that happened in your life, a certain person, a certain memory, and I feel that when that memory jogs up, that's your old version reliving that memory again. And yeah, I don't know, it just feels so nice to know that it's always been me. Like, why am I comparing to that old version of me? It's still me at the end of the day, and I still got to experience that memory, and that memory was not memory at that time. And then once you move away from that whole lifestyle, and that's where you start thinking about, oh my gosh, last week was so cool, like I got to do this, I got to do that. And then it goes to last month, and then it eventually it becomes, oh my gosh, last year was so good. You always start to look back, and then realize that those memories will never come back to you in real life. You have to seek new adventures, you have to go create new memories, and you have to realize that whatever you're living through right now, this will be a memory for you. Do you really want to look back and have negative memories or negative experience in your life? No, I don't think anyone wants that. Even for me, 2025 was terrible year for me mentally, but it did equip me with necessary skills to overcome that mental challenge. And I found peace in running, in pushing myself physically. And I think no matter how bad that year was, it still taught me a lot, and it allowed me to evolve and shape the way I think. And now I am the way I am because of the experiences that I faced in 2025. And while it may sound very, cliche, I do believe that we have to create a life that we want to remember. Imagine yourself on a deathbed, right? And everyone's around you, and someone asks you, like, what's the biggest regret that you have in life? And then all the thoughts just start rolling in again. You start thinking about all the things that you did in life, all the things that you didn't get to do. Do you really want your first thought to that question to be, oh, I regret not doing many more things. I regret not chasing my dreams. I regret not smiling enough. I regret not laughing. I regret not being happy every single day. I regret not choosing to live instead of dreading every single day. And these are the things that I tell myself sometimes, just so I can realign myself and the way I look at things, because I've always been this positive person growing up, and even in my teenage years I was a very positive person, because my inspirations in music, in art, in acting, in films, they have like a positive outlook on life. And even though life is terrible for them, and that's why they create sometimes, but they still have very wise opinions on life, and their way of thinking is just, I'm always so intrigued by how they think. And so I want to be that kind of person. And I feel like in general I am still that kind of person deep down, and even surface level I still am. However, 2025 was like I was too focused on so many other things, to the point where I neglect the positivity in life, trying to pick out good in bad. And I'm always just looking at how life is constantly this series of challenges, and how I hope that today would be better and today would be less of a challenge. Back then I used to think, oh my gosh, every day is a blessing. Even if there's a challenge today, that's still a blessing, and I'm still grateful that I get to experience life. I get to open my eyes and experience that challenge, because that challenge will make me who I am today. And now I'm sitting here talking to you. I do see that those challenges that I faced in 2025 are worth it, and they were necessary for growth, and I needed to face that just so I can be that new version of me. In a way, right now, that old self, that old version of me is coming back to life. And it's okay to sometimes look back, sometimes revisit that graveyard, and look at how you started, look at how things were good back then. But don't dwell on the fact that this will never come back again, this will never happen again. I feel that that's the whole part of the human experience. We experience things differently every single day. I think we have to look at life as a storybook that hasn't been written yet. You have the power to write this story. You can't keep flipping through old pages in hopes that it will write new pages and a new story. Relive those moments, because those moments make you who you are, and those moments make you feel alive at that point. So maybe when you look back, it makes you feel a bit more appreciative of your life, make you feel a bit more grateful, and that's okay, that's good. But don't look at it in a negative light. Don't look at it as a way of comparing yourself to that old version of you, and then being so upset that life is not as good anymore, and that life sucks. Sometimes life sucks, I admit, but it's how we move forward from this entire rut that we're constantly in. Yeah, so that's pretty much all that I have to share. If you enjoyed this kind of video, leave a like, subscribe, and let me know what you guys want me to talk about, and maybe I have a different view or different opinions on certain things, and I would love to read your comments. And I'm doing this for the first time ever in my life. So yeah, go easy. I just wanted to try something new this year, so This is the kind of content that I hope to be making for you guys. And have a wonderful year ahead. And if you're still listening to this, really thank you so much, and I hope things work out for you.